Hi guys, I'm Ben from Adaptalux and welcome back to another macro photography tutorial where today I've come down to my usual spot in the woods which has been absolutely devastated by forestry machinery. So I'm going to have to think on my feet and find something a little bit different to photograph today. I've been walking around and looking at the trees that have survived, and I think it would be really nice to document some of the trees. It's really hit me that although these trees, some of them are really old, they're not going to be here forever. So I think it would be really nice to do some tree portraiture. Okay, tree portraiture, that's not a thing. What are you talking about? Well, I'm going to make it a thing because this devastation that we've got here is, well, it's pretty depressing. So I don't want to focus on this too much. I want to focus on the trees that are still standing and the little bit of foliage that we do have. Due to the time of year, there's generally not a lot of foliage anyway. There's not a lot of mushrooms that I can see. That's perhaps because of the activity in the area as well. But the moss that is growing on the bottom of these trees has really caught my eye, as well as the different types of trees. There is a lot of variety of different types of tree in this part of the woods. So I want to document the different types of bark and particularly focus in on that area of moss and the boundary between the moss and the bark. I think that's going to make for a really interesting shoot that is a little bit experimental, and I'm not really sure what we're going to come out with. So I think I've got my first shot here with my camera down on a mini tripod, looking up at this tree just here, which has some moss around the bottom and then a little bit more higher up. And I think that little gap in the middle there is going to be the focus of my shot. Now I've got my my camera sat on a mini tripod. It's a Sony a7 III, and the lens I'm using is the TT Artisan 100mm f2.8 2x macro lens. So this lens is going to give us a lot of opportunity to get close when we need to and wider out for, let's say, some of the bigger trees around here. Now I do want to add a little bit of lighting to this scene. It looks a little bit boring, and the portraiture aspect is not really fulfilled unless we're adding a little bit of our own creativity to the shot. So I'm going to grab the Adaptalux Studio and bring some nice white lights into this shot. So why am I calling this tree portraiture? Well, I've got my studio and I've got a bunch of models and I've got some lighting that I'm going to use to try and make these trees look their best. And when I say look their best, I don't mean try to make them look different to how they actually look in real life. I just mean enhancing the shadows, the texture, the interesting parts of the boundary between that moss and the tree itself. I think the moss is particularly interesting because it's going to bring a lot of color into these images, but also that symbiosis between the bottom of the tree trunks and the moss that likes to grow up them, I find fascinating. So I've added some lighting to my tree portrait. It's added a huge amount of contrast to the bark, and a lot more green is popping out of that moss which is coming down from above in my frame. The way that I've done that is by adding two super bright white lighting arms to the Control Pod 3, which is mounted on a Groud Spike. The Groud Spikes are new. They're really cheap and effective for basically digging your setup down into the ground, and it will hold it in place, especially when the ground is nice and soft like it is today. It removes the need for having an extra tripod or mini tripod or anything like that, and it's really good for keeping your setup steady at a ground level when you're out in the field. So Groud Spikes, I'll link them down in the description, they're brand new. I've also got two white diffusers on the end of the lighting arms, which is giving us a really soft, natural looking light, which of course suits this kind of natural subject. Adding that lighting also gave us much nicer settings. We're shooting at 1/500th of a second, f5.6 and ISO 3200, so there's a lot of wiggle room in there if we want to bring the ISO down and the shutter speed down a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is a really simple photo stack, just maybe 10 or 15 images to get all of the bark in focus. That should be really simple to do just by moving the focus on the lens. So I'm going to use this same setup for all of my shots. I've got my Groud Spike attached to my control pod, so that is super easy to just place down into the ground, give it a bit of a push, and we have some nice stable lighting. Equally, the camera on the little mini tripod is perfect for this height of photography. I'm going to focus on this little area just here of the next tree, and it's just the same setup every single time because I want some consistency between these shots. 2 white lighting arms with diffusers looking at the same spot on different trees will give us a nice variety of images for this series of tree portraits. I'm just going to go around and find the most interesting part of each tree, set up this same lighting, and then place my camera down and compose my shot. So here's my next shot. I've got a tree with a really orangey coloured bark, which is really nice compared to the green of the moss. And it really is just a case of finding these interesting areas of each tree. Where do you want to focus in your shot? And honestly, it's super easy. Every single tree around here has a little bit of moss around the base, and every single one has at least one interesting area that you can focus in on. So it's just a case of moving your setup to the next spot, and that was really easy here as well. This setup with the little mini tripod and the Groud Spike is really versatile. Even on strange rugged ground like this is actually on a sort of pile of twigs rather than in the ground, but everything is holding in place. So this is a really fun activity so far, simply moving from one tree to the next and getting a new shot. So I've been out shooting for a little while now, and my pod is running out of battery. I'm running both of these on boost mode and quite high settings, so my pod is draining pretty quickly. So to solve that problem, I've got a battery bank just here. This is the Adaptalux battery bank. Again, we've got these on our website, so you can hit the link in the description and not have to worry about battery power out in the field. You can charge 3 things at once from one of these, either just leaving it in your bag or, like I'm doing, plugging it in while you're shooting, and you don't have to worry about that time limit anymore, which is really handy for me because I'm really enjoying this shoot. I'm going to go and find a few more trees and continue grabbing tree portraits. So during my explorations of these trees, I'm actually finding some really interesting stuff that isn't just moss and tree. We've got some weird sort of egg things growing on the side of the tree just here. I'm not going to disturb them, but it's certainly something has laid some eggs here, and it shows that although the forest is devastated, there is still life growing and starting anew. So I'm going to grab this as one of my tree portraits, focus stacking and making sure that these eggs are nicely lit from this light just here. So despite the devastation of the forest, I found a really interesting shoot to do today. Just walking around finding the various different types of trees and different formats of moss growth. It's all interacting in a really nice way, and finding that composition in those natural formations is really satisfying. So despite it being a little bit disappointing at the start that my usual spot has been run over several times with a rather large looking piece of machinery, it's still turned out to be a really nice shoot. I'd like to know from you guys what you think to this type of shoot. Hey, let me know down in the comments and hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit subscribe for lots more macro photography tutorials, ideas and inspiration coming in the future. But for now, that's all I've got time for. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.